Hi crew, welcome back to another video. Normally I don't do mid-year reviews, but the first 6 months of this year have felt very long, very drawn out, and there have been new notebooks and journals that I have added to my lineup that you guys didn't see in my Techo Kaigi last December. So I wanted to sit down and talk to y'all about it. Now, I do apologize if my lighting is a little bit wonky. It is morning when I'm filming this here in the high Sonoran Desert, and here in my valley we have been wrapped in the monsoon clouds, and it has been lightly raining all day. It has been a very beautiful, beautiful day today, and it has been absolutely wonderful. Hey. Fiona, you know Choctaw doesn't like when you harass her. This might be one of those filming times. Could you behave, please? Thank you. That'll last exactly 5 minutes. So, that's the first thing that we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about the finance notebooks. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had a B6 and a traveler's notebook that I was using for annual costs, keeping track of bills, keeping track of income, and doing a quarterly review. About, I think it was March, I realized that I needed to condense all of that into one notebook. So let me see if I've got a couple pages that are safe to show you guys so I can, yeah, I've got it set up. You know what? I can show you guys the power. So this is how I've got all of the bills that are reoccurring every month. Power, the gas is set up with that similar setup. The mortgage, our mortgage payments, that similar setup. What have we got? I've got the phone set up like that. I have got our loans set up, looking very similar to that. Our quarterly is very stark. Let me see, do I have another page I can show you guys here in the... I've got a page for our savings account, for the maintenance costs account. Let's see, do I have... Aha, okay. Now, also within this notebook, I am doing a spending tracker for the last half of the year. I should have been doing that in the beginning half of the year, but if you've been around for a little bit and you've gone back and looked at some of my other videos, you'll know we've been having a very life tuition heavy year between things busting here on the homestead, and just a lot of stuff. So for the last half of 2024, I'm doing a spending tracker, and it's just set up to look like that. Very simple, very bare bones, but this is a 192 page journal from Archer and Olive from the Mint Gardener collection. I got this. This one wasn't a part of the Black Friday mystery haul. This was a part of another mystery notebook that they had done earlier in the year last year. And I've always really appreciated the Mint Gardener look. And so I'm going to be fitting several years into this, and this is a much more practical size. Having everything in one notebook was just way smarter. So the traveler size notebook that I was using for the quarterly setup, this is now exclusively, and you can see I had ripped pages out of it. This is now exclusively my period tracker. I very much wish that I had started tracking that stuff years ago. It was not a thing that I was taught to do as a teenager. If you don't have a period tracker and you are a woman and you are still in the stages of menstruating, think about taking a traveler's notebook or maybe like a B6 and committing it exclusively to tracking your period and your symptoms on those period days. So how I've got it set up to look is just like that. Very simple, very bare bones. It doesn't need, my period tracker doesn't need to be pretty. It doesn't need to be fancy. This is a very practical notebook, and yeah. Trust me, keeping track of that is pretty crucial, and I've not been the best at it this year. I am one of those women who my ovarian rebellion knocks me on my ass every month. We're just not going to beat around the bush on that. It knocks me on my ass. And keeping track of when I need to increase my vitamin D, my magnesium and zinc supplement, my iron supplement, I need to up my protein, I need to up my fruits and veggies. Keeping track of when I need to up those has been a little bit of a struggle because this year's been a long year so far. Let me see here. I actually wrote things down instead of trying to do it all from memory. Now, you guys will note that there hasn't been any reading journal content for a while. It's still here. It's still here. But with everything that's been going on, I just haven't wanted to read. I haven't felt like reading. I've been wanting what I have been doing has been playing Minecraft and knitting. I've been playing Minecraft and knitting. And it's a little disheartening when you just don't feel like reading. 70% of my closest friends and family are published authors. They are successful published authors. And one of them here recently gave me an alpha beta copy of his book, which is Hell's Bells by Jon LaForces. It's in pre-order. I will have it linked down in the description below because this is his first full-length novel, and I could not be more proud of my friend. I could not be more proud of my friend. It is military genre, so if military genre is not quite your thing, probably won't be up your alley, but if it is, go pre-order that. But yeah, little shout out. But when I am reading again, when I have been feeling like reading again, the reading journal content will be coming back onto the channel. This is a 192-page journal. I plan on filling it. So, and that's one of the things I absolutely love about having done my reading journal this way, the way that I have, is if I don't want to read, I don't have to. Putting zero pressure on myself has made this journal and reading just a much more pleasant, enjoyable experience this year. And my hope is that things are calm enough in July that I can get back into reading, because I've got this book, A Painted House by John Grisham. It's a standalone novel that I asked my husband Dave, I was like, hey, I need you to pick out a book for me. He goes, this one. Normally John Grisham writes courtroom dramas, lawyer drama, that kind of thing. So this is a fictionalized telling of events from his childhood. So I really do want to hopefully get into reading that. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but who knows? So, what is next on my list? Yeah, talking about the day-to-day bullet journal course correction. If you guys remember my Techo Kaigi, if you were here for that, I was going to be in an 8x8. That didn't work out for me. It was a little bit upsetting, because there are a lot of people out here in the journaling community that are rocking the 8x8s this year for a large number of their journaling needs for their everyday bullet journal. I think Joshi Curran just got done with an 8x8. Mark over at Mark Your Pages is using an 8x8, and I think there were a couple other people that were in 8x8s that are just really with the usage on them. But for me, for everyday bullet journaling, it just, forget it. As a long form journal, the 8x8 is gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So what I might do when I'm doing my next round of, when I need to do my next round of journal purchasing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I still have 9 dot grids sitting over there for a variety of needs and uses that are undecided yet, as of yet. And you guys, for those of you who've been here for a while, you will remember that back when my husband had his wreck, I sat down and set up, designated, sketched out journals, everyday bullet journals all the way through 2026. Over the last few months, I have done some editing and removed all of that from those journals because my everyday bullet journaling style has shifted dramatically, because the 8x8 was not working out for me. I moved back into A5 size. The A5 size has been working out so much better because it's been letting me be playful in my everyday bullet journal, which is what I've been needing because of all of the stress from the homestead repairs, the health issues that are going on in extended parts of our family. And just being playful has been absolutely wonderful. And just being silly. Come on. Uh-oh. Be right back. Sneeze attack. So, by being silly in my journal, by being more playful, more artistic, more decorative than when I have been in the past, it has definitely been an outlet, and it's been comforting in a way. Now, you guys will know that there are a few types of spreads that I do not include in my bullet journals. One of those being, say, a gratitude list. Gratitude lists are very redundant to me, especially every month, if you're trying to do one every month. Because for me, my gratitude, the things I am grateful for, don't really change too much. I have an amazing, loving husband and partner. I have a roof over my head. The power works most of the time, unless there's a lightning strike next to a power pole and it causes the power to surge and shut off for a few seconds. My pantry is full of food. I have friends and family that are absolutely amazing, wonderful, individuals, and I love seeing what they are doing, what they're getting into, where they're going, what they're achieving. It always makes my heart very, very full when the people that I care about are managing to hit goals and milestones and mile markers that they have set for themselves. It always makes me so happy. So there's a bit of the witchy aunt advice for you guys. Take pleasure and joy in your friends and family when they hit their achievements, because that will help you feel a little bit better too. Another page spread that you won't see in my bullet journal is a mood tracker. I don't get any kind of valuable information off of a mood tracker. My mood most days is serious contentment, with the occasional flash of irritation whenever I have to go wash dishes and remember that we're still haven't figured out what's wrong with the plumbing fully. Another page that you guys will probably never see in my bullet journals is a brain dump page. That's what my long form journals are for. So having a brain dump page when I long form journal almost every single day is very redundant. And I cannot stand redundancy in some areas. Some areas it's just like, no. In other areas, completely happy with that. We still have the Homestead Project notebook. By the way, for those of you who have been eyeballing the perforated page, this notebook, if Archer and Olive still has it in stock, the perforations are not weak. They are not chintzy. This is not a notebook that's going to explode into 1,000 pieces if you look at it wrong. So if you've been eyeballing it or you're considering using it, use it. It holds up. It's holding up to the use that I've been putting it through. And you guys are probably a little bit curious about how some stuff in here might look. It's just basically something like this. We have all of the projects, all of the things that we want to add written down, and we do our best to try to check them off. At least once a quarter, I sit down with Dave, my husband, and it's like, okay, what are we going to focus on? We need to focus on something. Right now, it's just been keeping the garden clean, trying to get stuff sorted out and arranged to where we can get the chicken coop up and running. I've actually been working with one of my neighbors for the past month now, and will continue to be working with her pretty frequently. She raises a large number of birds, poultry, chicken, and duck. She also has quails. The quails are cute. They're food, but they're cute food. That's going to cause a glitch in a few people's heads. You just called food cute. Yes. Evelyn, tell us you're a country girl without telling us you're a country girl. Sorry. But in exchange for helping her out, because she's got a lot more garden up and going, in exchange for helping her in feeding animals, getting stuff cleaned up, getting projects finished, they're helping us with materials. And if once... Hey, that's not a scratching post. This is Fiona. She doesn't usually come on camera. Fiona, what are you doing? You're not usually the one who comes and is a pain in my butt. Usually it's Izzy or LT. You must be... You're having a morning. She's been having a morning. Get off of the... No! Get away from that. And every single cat owner watching this video is going, yep. So in exchange for the help that I'm giving my neighbors, I'm going to be ending up with materials to fix the chicken coop, and I am working towards 4 hens and 1 rooster coming home with me someday and living in said chicken coop. She's also recently offered, because she hatches out a lot of meat birds, she also recently offered in exchange for the work to hatch out meat birds for me and my husband alongside her own. And I'm going to be taking her up on that. So, one of the journals that I added this year, because of everything that needs to be fixed, my husband's been working a lot. He recently, just here, a few weeks ago, got back from going to Michigan for a week because his father, my father-in-law, is passing away. He'll probably be gone before year's end. But because of the amount of time that he's been gone, I added a journal that you guys are not going to see the inside of. This is a love letter journal. I actually got this idea from Creative Minds Coffee Grinds, and it's a delightful little idea. It's a notebook that I'm not in frequently, but when I am, it's because I know I can't call him to talk to him, or it's too big for a text message, and I enjoy it. My husband and I have been together for 12 years as of this past March, and in case it was never obvious, I'm so in love with that man. So having a little romantic thing that I can do with one of my notebooks it was one of those no duh kind of ideas. Now, he doesn't write any letters back to me. My husband is not very romantic in that regard, but it's okay. He usually comes and finds me after he reads them, and we'll sit and we'll talk, and it's been wonderful. So another journal that is still in the rotations, I don't use it very frequently, but this is my long terms collection journal, and you can see I'm going to be in it for a while. Now, my long-term collections journal has kind of actually evolved a little bit. It went from, swatch pages to also including, let me see if I can find it. Oh, I put in the year of planning stuff into here, and that's where I'm going to be doing those spreads in here. And let me see. I've got birthday trackers. Hold on a second. Is it just me, or have scam calls just gone off the freaking charts? There's so many of them recently, and it's really annoying. Part of my long-term collections includes breakthroughs that I've had with my mental health and several things that I deal with my mental health beasties, to, areas of importance. And it has a little bit of everything. It has, some stationery stuff. But I've actually stopped doing samples for the stationery outside of pins and washi tape, just because those take up a large amount of space in my journal, and they bulk it up a lot. So I just haven't been putting those in there anymore. Now, another journal that I added to my lineup, which I also got that idea from Creative Minds Coffee Grinds, is, well, hers is a crochet journal. Mine is a hobby journal. And I update this at the end of every month, which means I won't be able to do it this month because I'm actually going to be going and hanging out with my neighbors just to hang out. I got adopted. They decided I was friend-shaped. I'm not complaining. I didn't really have any friends in this area yet. But let me pop this open real quick. Show you guys one of my pages here. And it's been really nice, actually, having this written record of projects that I have finished. And it's just, I've enjoyed it so much. Did I not put a... Did I not take a picture of that? I must not have. I just realized that I didn't take a picture of one of my projects and put it in here. I'll have to fix that. But at the end of every month, I'll sit down and put in updates about long-term ongoing projects like the 3 Afghans that I'm now working on. I'll put in, if I finished anything, I'll have a picture of it printed off and I'll stick that in. And it's just been really nice having this record because this notebook, I'll probably have it much longer than I'll have any of those crocheted things. Because a lot of the crocheted stuff I do make and I do sell to friends and family. So, now, this was going to be my October, November, December everyday bullet journal. But this was one of the journals that got edited, and it's now going to be a long form journal. I absolutely fell in love with that quote. It was like, yeah, that's going into my journal. So this is actually my next long form journal, which is why it's on my desk. But what else? I think that's everything on my list. So after I'm done in that A5, what's going to happen is I'm moving into this B5. I was going to let you guys choose which one of these I moved into, but someone reminded me I've bullet journaled in a traveler size before. I hated it. And with the way I'm bullet journaling now, I'm probably going to hate it again. So this is going to be one of the long form journals that I used this year. I've used a B5 before. I loved it. So this is what we're going to be moving into later this year. Now, what I'm thinking about doing with the B5 in October is because it is a B5 and not an A5. I've tried long form journaling alongside my everyday bullet journaling in an A5. I've not done that in a B5. So I'm actually going to do that this October. I think I'm really going to enjoy it in this size. So, one sec. But I think that's everything. So, let me double check. Okay. Now, for those of you wondering about that orange journal and the little light blue one next to it, that little light blue one is actually where I record my crochet patterns that I go back to frequently. So it's a very, very long-term journal. I've probably only got like 8 or 9 patterns added to it that I'm always constantly going back to. That orange one right there that has all the fun little dangly bits on it, that's my magical journal. That's related to pagan stuff, my pagan practice. So I think I did a chit chat showing you talking a little bit and showing you guys about my notebook and explaining that system. But I know that paganism is not everybody's cup of tea, so that's the main reason why you guys don't usually hear me talk about it, because I don't want that to be the focus of this channel, because there are 1,001 cubed channels out there here on YouTube that talk about paganism and witchcraft and Wicca that are 1,000 times better than what I could ever do it justice. So when I do share a little bit, it's usually inside of a chit chat. Let me think. I think that was everything to update you guys on. And yeah, I was just as surprised by several of the changes as what some of you might be. To find my journaling practice, my everyday bullet journaling practice shift so much was definitely a little bit startling. And I am very glad that I went ahead and said, nope, I'm not using the 8x8. We're going to move back into the A4s, because I'm pretty certain I would have fallen off of my bullet journaling practice, and that would have been a disaster for the homestead. I very much credit my bullet journaling practice with my ability to be able to bare minimum maintain at times this place. So that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. You guys have no idea how much it means to me when y'all sit down with me and share that time with me. It means the world to me, and I greatly appreciate it. Hug your loved ones tight. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever it may end up being. Bye.